Welcome back, everyone, to River and Sea, where I have arrived at the Crossway House with Boromir and Igfrith and Meneldir. Now, let's speak with the innkeeper.
You and your friends might want to keep walking, stranger.
Herne is not the place that it once was, and you'll not find welcome here. Oh, what happened? Oh, 4 nights ago, something evil passed through the center of Herne. No one knows exactly what it might have been, but every night since the terrible fear has seized the town. Old man Aberthal says that he saw something that first night, but I don't know. He was an adventurer in his younger days, and he's had such a reputation for tale spinning that it's always been hard to tell truths from falsehoods in the stories. But something happened that night, and the town has not been the same ever since. You had best be moving on, you and your friends, before the dark comes again. Well, what do you see about this, Boromir?
I have seen something like this before.
Well, I say seen, but I didn't see it. Say instead that I felt it. Something dark and evil. It filled man and horse with dread. We stood in defense of the river at Osgiliath when the presence came upon us, and even the boldest among us were seized by a terrible fear. We cast down the bridge behind us, and only a few of us escaped. I have never felt a fear like that before, Pine-Sea. Some of my men claim that they saw the figure from which the terror spread, but I don't know if I believe it. Might that evil come north from Gondor somehow? I did feel as if they were being watched at times as I rode through the empty lands. Or were they not as empty as they appeared? I should speak with the old man and the innkeeper mentioned. If his story matches those of my soldiers, that will tell me whether something evil has come to Herne. Well, all right. Well, what do you say about that?
I hope you won't use old Aberthal too harshly.
Aberthar is something of a peculiar fellow, but despite his strangeness, most of Herne's folk are quite fond of him, and he's always brought his custom to the Crossway House, which I appreciate. Let me give you a mug of his favorite spiced beer. It may loosen his tongue. To be truthful, that's not usually a problem for old Aberthal, but he might not want to speak about whatever happened to him that night. The beer will make him more willing to talk with you. Alright, I suppose we can do that. What do you say about this, Meneldir?
You go with Boromir and Egfrith to speak with this man. I will seek to learn more.
I'll ask around Herne to see if what else I can learn about this thing. Alright, is this anything I need now? Nope, definitely not. Of course, how bad can this story be? It's not like the last episode where Sauron appears at the end. What do you say about that, after all? Maybe I better not mention Sauron at the moment to him.
Why have you come to bother me? I speak to no one. Not since...
Would you like a little beer? Here, try this.
I have not had any visitors in quite some time. What brings you to my home?
You want to hear about the crawling darkness? Maybe I had better know your names. Who are your companions that you bring with you? Alright, I suppose I could introduce them. This is Boromir, captain of the Citadel. He's from Gondor. And this is Ifrit from Rohan.
Boromir, you say? And Egfrith?
Surely you're not the same Boromir who's the son of the steward of Gondor. Some 20 years ago I traveled in the Southlands, adventuring, you know, and I had the privilege of meeting the steward. I remember his sons, both of lordly mien. You do bear a resemblance to the elder of the two, but you travel now in secret, it seems. I will say no more of it. A guard to the citadel, if not the captain, in my own home. I can hardly believe it. An Ifrit, a proud woman of Rohan. In the days of my youth, I rode across the Rittermark at joyful gallop. Is Theoden still king of Rohan? It has a beautiful land, and he was stern but strong, loved by his people and respected by his foes. It must still be so. Oh, I will tell you what happened to me. With such fine protectors in my home, what do I have to fear? All right then. Treated leather boots. And a nice upgrade too.
4 nights passed after the setting of the sun. I left my home to walk along the cobbled streets of Herne.
Yes, long the trouble-seeking Herne, as is my custom. This I had not done have done for years, every night, ever since I gave up the adventuring life. You may think it odd, but I have found these moonlit strolls to keep something of my old wandering at bay. Perhaps this is the night that I keep a-walking, Neverthal, old fellow. I've asked myself one occasion, but so far I have always come back to my home, and sleep comes quickly. But on that night, while strolling along the lane west of my home, smelling the night flowers and listening to the sounds of frogs down by the riverbank, I could sense that something was different. I can't tell you exactly what it might have been, but I was seized by a tremendous feeling of, I don't know, wrongness. I felt it in the pit of my stomach. There was a grassy place to the left between the 2 buildings along the lane, and a single tree grows there. My eye was drawn to the tree, and as I watched, I swear to you that a deeper shadow moved out from behind the trunk. It made a strange sound as it moved, a whispering just beyond the edge of my hearing. It reminded me of being lost in a distant woods, stalked by a dangerous creature that I could not yet see. But this was no mountain lion. I drew on all my reserves of courage, I tell you, and I turned and ran. But even as my muscles tensed, I knew that it was too late. While I stood transfixed by the creeping shadow in front of me, a second dark figure came up from behind. This one towered above me, for it sat astride a great black steed. But I couldn't tell you how I had not heard the sound of its hooves on the cobbles as it approached. I must have fainted then, for the next thing that I remember is being shaken awake by Bledry, one of the townspeople, carrying a lantern. He said that he found me lying at the base of the tree between these 2 buildings on his very way home, and with no sign of either dark figure anywhere about. But every night since, a terrible sensation of dread has fallen upon Herne as the sun disappeared beneath the horizon. Do you know what they were, friends? Has anything of that sort ever been in Gondor or in Rohan? What business could draw such a terrible creature to Herne? Well, that does go along with these soldiers. Well, I guess I better go back to Crossway House and talk to Manel there. I would say it's the exact same thing that Boromir described.
What did you learn from the old man?
Uh-huh. This does align with the story of Boromir told us about the power he sensed in Osgiliath, but that was leagues away. What has brought it here, a horse at such speed? I may know one name for these creatures, but I won't speak of it here. Maddock, might I ask you that you open your doors to all the townsfolk of Herne this evening? Some evil has left its mark upon this village, and I think it would be safest if the townfolk sheltered behind the strong walls of the Crossway House tonight. As for us, Pine Sea, I think that we should hunt some game in Sedgemead to resupply MAGIX pantry. Gather up firewood so that we can keep the town braziers burning all night, and bring word to the townsfolk that they should shelter in the Crossway House tonight. What say you of this plan? I will not leave these people undefended. I cannot. Alright, I'll speak to some of the townsfolk and see what they have to say. Well, anything that you need while I go out and get some things?
Lately, some darkness has passed through the land,
Yes,
stirring up all manner of foul things.
life in Herne was never easy, but lately some darkness has passed through this land. There is a pack of wolves north of Herne which does not usually trouble the town or those on the road. However, they have of late become vicious, attacking passerbys and raiding the town from nightfall. If you could thin their pack a bit, that would be most helpful. Alright, fine. So, thin out the local wolves. We hope that calms them down. Oh, we also have someone here. Hello.
Welcome. You have come at a most fortuitous time.
Are you a traveler, as I am? Most interesting. I am journeying south to the White Mountains to see the dwarf halls there, but I heard from someone on the road that the rocks in this place have a red sheen to them, and it put me to mind of the Iron Hills. I thought that I would see them for myself, and if there is valuable ore to be found here, perhaps I will delay my southward journey and stay a while. If you meet me west of town, I would appreciate both the company and the help. Alright? Some red rocks. And let's begin by informing some of the people in the village of what we need to do tonight. It appears that they already have a full meal out there.
You want the folk of Herne to shelter within Crossway House tonight?
If I hadn't felt the terrible dread that settles upon the Herne when the sun goes down, I might object, stranger. But I will do as you say and let my neighbors know to do the same. Something's not right here in Herne. Alright, thank you. Now, let's go across the street. Hello there. We're asking people to sleep at the Crossway House tonight.
You want the townsfolk to shelter within Crossway House tonight?
If I had found old Aberthal lying on the ground the night that started happening, I might think it wasn't necessary, stranger. But I believe something evil had him in its clutches, and it only departed when I drew near with my lamp. I will tell my neighbors of your plan. Alright, thank you very much. Ah, here's someone right at the center, right at the fountain. Hello there, we're asking people to sleep at the Crossway House tonight.
Shelter in Crossway House tonight? Preposterous!
My family will do as we have always done, stranger, and stay in our own home. There's a bad feeling about Herne of late, it is true, but with my door barred and the candles snuffed, my family has nothing to fear. Others can do as they will, but we will not cower in the tavern all night. This is some scheme of MAGIX to fill his coffers, you mark my words. And old Aberthal has always been mad, just ask anyone. Now, good day to you, and don't bother me again. Oh well. Well then. Hello there. We're asking people to shelter at the Crossway House tonight?
Yes.
Oh, alright. Well, my name is Alwina, and I run the Hall of Crafts here in Herne. However, of late, there has been a decrease in custom, and I want to get to the bottom of it. Maybe it has something to do with the terror that's been going through the town. Well, can you speak encouraging words to some of the neighborhoods and tell them that even in days of darkness, working with your hands on crafts and trade can make them seem brighter? Oh, that will help surely. Yeah, okay, fine. Well, let me go around telling people this. Well, I tell them to sleep at the Crossway House tonight. What do you say about that? I'm afraid not. I would not feel safe. What, oh, well. Are you willing to sleep at the Crossway House tonight? Oh, or go to the crafting hall? Either one? Either one will do? Oh, no, I simply couldn't. Well. No, they're not interested.
What I would not give for a moment's peace.
So they're frightened. I need to feel safe when they come to the Hall of Carouse, or my business will suffer. I need to hire a guard to stand within the Hall of Carouse, and then they'll feel more safe. Here, take this pouch of coins to Ethan, and who works at the Crossway House. He's a strong and strapping lad, and I have noticed his muscles on more than one occasion. Tell him that these coins should ease some of the reluctance that he might feel to stop working with MAGIX at the tavern, and in the future he would be very well paid to work for me instead. Alright, now I'm a hiring broker. I suppose I should tell the mayor about this plan. At the very least, I can deliver the ears that he ordered.
One day, Tharbad will be ours once more.
So, you made it back, I see. You have my thanks. One day, Tharbad will be ours once more. Right. Probably gonna be a far day ahead, though. Probably I best should tell him about that. Hello there.
You rescued my fool of a father, and for that I cannot thank you enough.
Much as my father and I bicker, he is still family, and I do love him. Pay no heed to his harshness. He has always been like that. The accident only made things worse. When I left, he could still walk. However, I came back as soon as I received word that his condition had worsened. Sadly, he won't speak to me right now, but I know how to warm his heart. I'm going to make him his favorite stew. With your help, that is. I'm loath to leave his side now that I am home, but you could get the things that I need. There would be some coin in for you if you help. We will need bread from the baker Winfor, potatoes from Powell Ruthless, stewing herbs from Tangwin, and a bottle of Crossway House's finest red. We're making goat stew the way that my mother used to do, a Nevitt family favorite and secret recipe, which means that we'll need goat meat as well. Only the meat by my father's favorite goats will do, though. You will know them by the ruddy-colored coat. There's a herd of them west of town that you can call from. Okay, fine. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. Hello there. We're asking people to shelter at the Crossway House tonight, or do you have other stuff for me to do?
Greetings, traveler.
Yes, Herne stands on a rocky plateau overlooking Redamore, and the road takes a wide loop around town. Do you think that you might go to the crossroads to the west and to the north of Herne, and look for any signs of danger? A foul mood has settled upon the town in recent days, and I grow uneasily worried about some evil that might have its sights upon the town where I was born. I don't remember it being like this in all my years, and my sister and I have been here all our lives. Well, I guess that's a reasonable request considering the circumstances. So, yeah, right, I'll do that. And just remember to shelter at the Crossway House tonight. Now, what else we need? Oh, hello there. We're asking people to shelter at the Crossway House tonight.
Is there no end to our hardships?
Oh, I don't know about that. So you're going to shelter there then? Yes. Well, I am a basket weaver of Herne. If you're looking to make some coin, I am looking for some help. East of Herne are various bodies of water from which I often go to gather reeds with which to make my baskets. Of late, the reeds have been decimated by sickle flies. Well, by their larvae, really. There. If you reduce the number of sickle flies there, then I'll pay you. This season may be near over, but at least this way there will be fewer to breed for the next. Right. In return, you will shelter at the Crossway House tonight, I hope. Now, where was I? Hello there. Are you Ethan? Edwina wishes to hire you to help guard their crafting hall.
Greetings, traveler.
Uh-huh. There are lots of coins here, but I don't think that I can leave MAGIX on his own like this. He's been good to me, and I don't know how Crossway House can manage to stay open without me doing the heavy lifting. Tell Edwina that I appreciate the offer, but I have to refuse. I know I complain about carrying so many boxes and crates all day, but I think standing in one place in the Hall of Crafts will wear me out even faster. From boredom. Alright, well, okay, I'll tell her that. But while you're here... Yes?
Welcome, friend.
Well, because of all the carrying around, I am a bit exhausted, friend. And I work for MAGIX, as you've heard, and it is my job to carry crates and supplies around the tavern whenever they are delivered. But the wagon driver from Breland just departed, and he refused to leave the crates any nearer than they were on the outskirts of Herne. He said that there was bad feeling about this town today, and he didn't want to stay here any longer than was strictly necessary. He did the least amount of effort, but I have already done more than I should. Do you think that you could bring the last 2 crates inside the Crossway House and set them down in the storage room with the fireplace? I would really appreciate resting my arms for a moment, friend, and I wouldn't forget it. The last 2 crates are right there where the western road leaves Herne. Okay, fine. Let's go and grab some crates. This must be the crate. There's crate number 1. Wait, it looks a lot smaller in my hands than it looked on the ground, that's for sure. So, to the Crossway House. Here's the storage room. You deliver the crate. 1 down, 1 to go. Oh, and here's the bread that I was supposed to collect. And let's see, the bottle of wine. Now, the potatoes, or herbs, whatever Tanguin
The
has.
shadow has fallen upon our lands.
Hello there. You're here for the herbs that Rengar ordered? I have them right here. I hope our dear mare is not giving her too much trouble. A little bit of it. So, what is left for that? Oh, yes, I still need the taters. Oh, here they are. Oh, 1 bag over here. Okay, now for the second crate. Yep, right now it looks really, really big. Now I can hold it. Wonderful illusion. Must be something to do with perspective. And at least my arms will get their exercise for today. There you go. That was the last one. Thankfully. Crate delivered.
What can I do for you?
Thank you so much for your help, friend. I don't have much to offer you, but I hope the reward will be helpful. Alright. Well, the beef stew might come in handy. Actually, is it handy? Yeah, it could be. I made the offer, but he had to decline.
Can you spare a moment?
He turned you down. Well, I'll take that pouch of coins back then. Well, I appreciate you asking him for me at any rate. Here, take a few of the coins that I would have given to Ethan. Still, I have to think about what I can do now. My problem remains. If folk are afraid to work in the Hall of Coins, my business will suffer. What is happening in Herne these days? Well, that I think a lot of people wish to know.
Yes.
I have done some thinking, and I believe that the recent increase in ruffian activity near Herne is partly to blame for the townsfolk being reluctant to work in the Hall of Crafts. Can you do something about the ruffians in Redamore? With fewer of those thieves and cut persons nearby, my folk might feel more comfortable about frequenting my place of business. Alright, fine, I'll do it when I'm out doing all the other things. Hello there. I'm asking people to shelter at the Crossway House tonight. Where are your parents?
Who are you?
Oh, you're looking for Mr. Rendell? Oh, he hasn't been home for a few days. Oh, my name is Cotty. Mama let me come here to take care of the trees. I watered some of them, but, well, then there were dark and scary shapes on the road, and so I ran in here. I think they're gone, but I don't want to leave just yet. Oh, could you help me? Mr. Rendell planted them just outside, and there are some saplings, is it? Yes. He waters them, then he talks to the other trees. At least I think that he talks to them. The trees must be very good listeners. Okay, water the saplings and talk to the trees. Alright, let's water the sapling. Maybe I need a more subtle way of doing this. Here we go. Hello, friend. Okay. Now let's water the sapling. Definitely need a more subtle way of doing that. There you go. Hello there. Into a better position for watering this sapling. I think I missed. Well, close enough. Hello there. How are you doing? Okay, now let us... Hi there. Are you fine at all? Oh, yeah, there's... here's a sapling right here. Right, let's see if I could... Maybe I could get it... Well... Rainstorm, I'm not. Alright, I watered and talked.
The trees must have been so lonely. I think you made them happy again.
A long, long time ago, there used to be more trees here all over. Did you know that? Mr. Rendell told me. But then his ancestors... Yes, that means people within his family from long ago, I think. They cut down all the trees down and didn't plant any more. Now, could that be... How could they be so mean? Didn't they know that there wouldn't be anything left after because of them? That must be why Mr. Rendell plants so many trees by himself. He wants to fix up what his family did, but he shouldn't have done this alone. I want to help him. Well, alright, that's nice of you.
You're an adventurer, aren't you? Just like Mr. Rendell.
Yes, Mr. Rendell warned me to stay away from the beech trees of Willencold because of the wolves, but wolves aren't scary for you, right? Well, in fact, I've been told to call them. Yes, good! Then Willencold is that way. Yes, or is it... Is that northwest? Yes. Well, there must be lots of beech nuts on the ground there, and then after you come back, we can take the seeds out together. Alright, I'll collect some beech nuts. Fine. Hello there. We were asking people to shelter at the Crossway House tonight.
A shadow has fallen upon our lands.
What were you doing out on the street, stranger? Don't tell me that you haven't heard about the evil thing that's roaming about. I may not be a brave man, but something ain't right in these riders. If I can live my life without seeing them again, I'll die content. If you're intent on returning outside, could you look around Herne for my sheep? The 5 of them got spooked and escaped the pen. Just pet them a bit and they'll calm down. I don't want them running off into the wilderness. Here, before you go looking, take some of the hay and fill the trough outside the pen. Alright, fine. Alright, let's put a little bit into the trough. Well, if he intended that to attract the sheep, that didn't work, but he did tell me to go to them and pet them. Ah! Here's one now. Hello. Oops. Alright, there we go. Oh, that's one sheep found. Oh, here's the next one. You're welcome. Now, there's another one right there. Hello. You're welcome. Here is the 4th one. Hello. And now, where's the last one? No. It doesn't seem to be anywhere around here. I only found 4 of them.
What hope remains for us?
Couldn't find the last one. There can't be many places for a sheep to hide in Herne.
Evil fears not to walk in the light of day.
Ever tracked down an animal before? I've heard them ranger folks are mighty good at it, but I don't know much. You ought to check the pen before it fled, and the last thing the sheep did was eat at the trough. Take care, stranger. There's the wolves outside Herne, and I've heard tell of worse things lurking around. Just thinking about it is enough to make my skin crawl. Will we find the last sheep? Will we be able to get all these other things people ask for me to grab while I'm out of town? We have to find that out in the next episode of River and Sea.